Welcome. The purpose of this video is to give a recap of the Sperry line and status of where we stand on research and needed information. As you can see, one way to display this information from FamilySearch.org is the fan chart for the tree. And so we are focusing on Jim, and you see that here is his dad to the farthermost left. If you wanted to go the other direction, all the mothers are the farthermost right. And there's research needed all along the way where there are blanks. So David Sperry was born in 1912. His dad, James Elisha Sperry, 1874. William Harvey, 1844. Samuel, a line of about 4, 1813. 1775, and then Mary Roberts' husband. Beyond that, Samuel, 1730 is when he was born, Mary Roberts' husband. Samuel, 1692, Mary Hall's husband. Thomas, Richard, who is the first to immigrate to the United States. Dennis Goodyear, some people put it Denise, that was an extraction error. There's lots of research on them now. John Sperry, his dad John Sperry, 1540, and Henry Sperry spelled with an A. There are other Sperry lines. I'll get those out of the way first. And there is actually a brother that's a little bit older than our uncle, Melvin Sperry. These lived in North Dakota, which gets it a little confusing because Minot, Ward County, North Dakota, is a place that our dad and his dad lived for a short time also. That's how I found these Sperrys. There's more work to be done there. There seems like there's another line, but I didn't capture it. So another way to see the research is by the states. And so John Sperry, born in 1540, died in 1610, was born in England. And as was his, that's a repeat. His son, also in England, Bedfordshire. Richard is the one that was born in England and came to New Haven, Connecticut. His son Thomas also. There's his son Samuel, born in 1692, was born in New Haven and died in Connecticut. His son was Samuel, born in 1730, was born in Connecticut and died in Hanging Rock, Lawrence, Ohio. His son was born in Connecticut and died in Kentucky, Lawrence County, Kentucky. Interesting that there's two counties, Lawrence, Ohio and Lawrence, Kentucky. Then his son Samuel was born in Knoxville, Tennessee, and died in Lincoln, Cass County, Indiana. There's also a city, Logansport, Cass County, Indiana, which we see down here with James Elisha. Samuel Sperry was born in 1813. His son, William Harvey, was born in 1844 in Lawrence, Ohio. And so this is a mess. It needs more proof, but these seem to work out. We'll show the proof later. Lawrence, Ohio and Lawrence, Kentucky. Born in Lawrence, Ohio. Died in Denver, Miami County, Indiana. James Elisha, born in Logansport, Cass, Indiana, died in Joplin. And then Dad died in South Dakota and died in Kansas City in the hospital there. So one thing I like to do besides looking at the fan charts and finding where we are, is to look at, jumping ahead, sorry, to look at the family group sheet. And so you see here we again have Samuel Sperry, who was married in Tennessee, and his dad Samuel. And this Hoosier line is a dead end for us. We need more research there. And so you can see the family members of 3 generations. Samuel, married in Lawrence, Ohio. And the reason I'm saying we've got proof is these are all the sources. So for this individual, we've got the Find a Grave, the 4 census records that show, and other information that we've captured. And we can document it here. So, for example, in Cass, Indiana, in the Find a Grave has a number. We can go to that. We notice that many times it's spelled incorrectly, but you can tell by the other people in the record that it is the correct family, because Aseneth is an unusual name. Spelled incorrectly, but still the same wife, the same birth year, the same wife, the same birth year, and the same place of birth. So it's always interesting to find more sources, and in the other videos I talk about how to find more sources. And you notice that even if the child has an event and they name the parent, we do get a record for that. And so it continues on. One of the funnest things that I've found is the Find a Grave, because this is usually by people that are nearby. And so we know about Jim's. And then, thankfully, there's Dad's in the Osborne Memorial Cemetery. And the people that add these records add links sometimes. Doris Snyder is a genealogist from as long as Lillian was working on that, and it's not going to come up right now, so we'll just move on. She's added a lot. She's been a member for 5 years of that. She's been doing genealogy lots longer. And then Dad's dad is James Elisha Sperry. And then his dad, Samuel Sperry, born in Knoxville, Pendleton County, Kentucky, this one says, and Cass County, Indiana, when he passed. And his dad, born in 1775, died in 1851, buried in Buchanan Chapel Cemetery in Zelda, Lawrence County, Kentucky. Oh, let's see, we'll just look at this one. There's his tombstone. Takes a long time for it to load sometimes. And there is Samuel Sperry's tombstone. And we're appreciative of these people that live locally and take these photos. Then for the father, we don't know. So it says he passed in Hanging Rock, Lawrence, Ohio. Can't really get in touch with this cousin. Didn't leave information I could send. Oh yeah, we do have her Gmail. But we can see that Lawrence and Hanging Rock is right there on the border between Ohio and Kentucky. So one of the reasons that it may be confusing for that Ohio and for that Lawrence County could swap over the lines. So another one is born in Cass County, Indiana, and we can look at find a grave via these cemeteries, and there's 153 cemeteries in Cass County, Indiana. So we see that Mary Hull's husband, Samuel Sperry, died in New Haven, Connecticut. We don't know on the find a grave where that exact location is with the tombstone, but someone has said it's in New Haven, Connecticut. And so we can look in New Haven, Connecticut and see that there is 92 individuals there, but none that seem to be as far back. Sometimes I try to make sure that every individual from the cemetery is listed in that family search. We can also look with the last name Sperry. For example, in this Pine Grove, New Haven, Connecticut cemetery, there are all the Sperrys. So one interesting tangent is to figure out exactly where each place is and who all the people are. So here's a Google search that I made that would find all the Sperrys in Logansport and make sure that I have those tracked down, because those are pretty close cousins. Jim and Gloria were able to go to Logansport and visit with some family members there. So I'd like to capture those stories and make sure we have those people in our record. I'm running out of time on this video, so I have to move quickly. So in a review, there's the Samuel and Mary Hull. And again, looking at maps, at Logansport, we see where it is. We see that there was a Captain Logan that created, that the town is named after, and that there's two waterways that intersect. And that's why you see this name of Logansport. So the two ones all the way from the Erie Canal, and here's how far it is to Joplin. And we can find Google searches just on the web for who I've captured all of that information. Again, the parents, the Thomas Sperry, and then the parent was Richard Sperry. And Good House, there are stories in that give information about it. This original Sperry helped people hide out in the cave, and now it's called, and you can push the pause and read more of this, or you can go to Family Search and sign in. And his father was born in Bedfordshire, England, and it's going to stop for me, so thank you for listening.